Goodbye turkey dinner and hello Cinnabon at the airport because, well, if unions get their way, your Thanksgiving trip could be grounded. A labor coalition in Los Angeles is now threatening to protest at LAX Wednesday, busiest day, and pull hundreds of workers off the job. Now, that could ignite a travel nightmare on one of the busiest days of the year. The workers, they're locked in a health care dispute with management. Jonathan Honig says this is making him sick. He's back with Marjorie Clifton and Michelle Fields. Jonathan, what a day, because in LAX, if there's a domino through the whole country, it'll be a mess for everybody.
Oh, your day just got a lot worse when you see that big inflatable rat outside LAX and hundreds of angry union protesters. I tell you, Tom, they have every right to protest. They do not have a right to interrupt passengers, interrupt folks who are actually, trying to go to work. And I'm not surprised that this company in question doesn't want to work with the union. I mean, take a look. You got the airlines, municipalities, education, automobiles, steel, Twinkies,
yeah.
What do they all have in common? All ruined by the unions.
So, Marjorie, the union said, hey, we're not going to have a strike, and all we're going to do is have 1,200 people marching down Century Boulevard to Sepulveda. And for those of you that don't know L.A., basically the main entrance to the LAX airport, 1,200 people. It's going to create a nightmare out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to look at it. The only power that unions really have in terms of negotiation is their ability to conjure up visibility. And the fact that we're even talking about this right now means it's working already. And I think the question that they have to do is balance, are we going to tick off consumers or while also getting the attention that we want by, in this case, the airlines? I mean, you have to look back at baseball season when the referees went on strike. It wasn't the referees that everyone got mad at. They got mad at the whatever the baseball league is because they weren't giving the referees what they needed. So it's sort of a delicate balance, and the question will be, can they do this in a way that'll get attention but not tick off too many people on that Thanksgiving precious weekend?
Well, then why do it that day?
Well, visibility. I mean, what better day in the same way that you're looking at right now?
But if you don't want to tick off the public, do it on a Tuesday in 3 weeks from now.
Well, it's about making the hurt to the airlines as well. And actually right now, Walmart employees are actually talking about potentially doing a walkout on Black Friday. The same reason. Huge press visibility and hurt them where it is at their pocketbooks, and that's with the consumers.
Michelle, listen, unions already represent fewer and fewer and fewer and fewer of us. And this is and they want people to like them when they do something like this?
Exactly. I mean, this is only going to make people angry at them when they're messing up their holiday traveling. But what I think is interesting about this story is that the majority of the LAX employees wanted to opt out of the union. And now the union, SEIU, is saying, no one ever voted for that. That's completely false. And their story is kind of crashing because a bunch of the media outlets in Los Angeles are reporting that they're speaking to the employees at LAX who used to be part of the union, and they're saying, we wanted to get out of SEIU because they weren't doing anything for us. And now that they're out of the union, they are making $2 more than they were before. And they have better health insurance. They have PPO rather than HMO. So I think it's interesting that now SEIU is like, their story is completely falling apart.
Jonathan, they need a PR person or something for the union.
I think they need more than that. To your point, Tom, I don't know what kind of respect they're engendering by disrupting people who are, trying to go home to see their families on Thanksgiving. But it always seems to me unions work through intimidation. They work by blocking streets, by interrupting people who are trying to either go to work or go about their lives, and that's how they achieve their political power. I don't think it'll work, which is why the only reason you're seeing them grow is in the public sector, because no private company with a mind in their head would ever want to hire or work with the union.
Yeah, and Marjorie, I mean, my gosh, we really are down to where there's a single-digit number, you can argue 7%-ish of the private sector, another 6% of anyway. The government is really making it a total of about 13%. So how can the union try and have goodwill when they do things like this?
Yeah, I mean, they're rolling the dice on this one. I think the question is, are they going to scare the airlines in advance? Are they going to scare the government? Are they going to scare everybody in advance enough to get what they want before they even have to act, which would actually be probably the better case scenario for everybody all around.
That's intimidation. Are they going to scare them enough to make them out? I mean, that's intimidation.
Sure.
That's what that is. So rather than acting by reason, trying to convince them that it's in their best interest, they're just going to try to scare them, in your words.
Look, and I'm not trying to defend the unions, but what I am saying is, as you pointed out, it's our American right to be able to express our freedom of opinion and our freedom to demonstrate. And so in this case, you know, if that's what gets the bartering done, then that's what gets the bartering done for them. You know,
you know what? You'd think that these people would look at what just happened. These 18,000 people who are now unemployed from Hostess because of the unions, and be thankful that they have a job, especially in this economy, instead of just wrecking people's holiday.
All right. Jonathan, Marjorie, Michelle, thank you all very, very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
This